China is banning Bitcoin again for like the 40th time. And Bitcoin has reacted negatively to this news with a lot of selling pressure coming out of China and everyone freaking out. In this video, we're going to talk about what exactly came out, as well as the history of bans that China has enabled against Bitcoin, and my thoughts on the price action and the ultimate question, is this good for Bitcoin? At the end of May, China came out and effectively banned cryptocurrency by saying banks weren't allowed to have customers access cryptocurrency trading, storage, or deal with any businesses related to cryptocurrency, or even provide insurance. Web platforms were told not to host any crypto-related businesses, and then you also had the government telling people that cryptocurrency was a poor investment and that it could be manipulated. If you couldn't tell by that article, China does not like cryptocurrencies. On the back end of that news, we saw Bitcoin's price retrace closer to 30,000, and since then we've traded sideways between 30,000 and 40,000. Then this Monday, China's central bank came out and reiterated the same thing, but it's more about enforcement, saying that banks need to do a better job on cracking down on cryptocurrency trading and anyone using the digital coins. So if you hear that China is banning Bitcoin over and over, it may not be new information, but it's more about the enforcement of what's already been stated by the central bank of China. China is familiar with Bitcoin bans going back to 2013 with a crackdown on banks and payment processors. 2017, during the bull run, they came out and closed local exchanges, which caused a pullback in price, but then Bitcoin rallied just a few months later to all-time highs. In 2019, there's warning to miners saying that that activity may be restricted. So over the years, China has come out with different Bitcoin bans, not directly saying it's illegal to own, but restricting the use of it. With all this resurfacing of this information and the bearish price action already in Bitcoin, we actually touched 29,000 and broke that 30,000 psychological level today, but we did bounce off of that, which was good to see, and we're around 32,000 as of this video. Now, you may be wondering, why is China so against Bitcoin and these other cryptocurrencies? And this is where it gets pretty juicy. China has come out saying that they're bullish on blockchain, saying that it could improve the efficiency of the overall economy. But if it's going to be a blockchain and it's going to be a currency or digital currency, well, guess what? China has their digital yuan, which with adoption would allow the government to track transactions even better than the current system. Bruh. If you look at digital yuan, major undergoing public testing started in April of 2021. Coincidence? I don't think so. I think it's pretty obvious what's going on here. You have a government that's afraid to lose control over their monetary power, which, to be fair, is a concern, whether it's China, the US. Bitcoin is a threat to any government that has its own fiat currency, as they can control the supply. They can manipulate it to kind of smooth out when there's issues in the economy. They have control over it with the central banks. For Bitcoin, no one really controls it. It's already fixed of how it's going to work. There isn't a government that can come in and change the supply. This is really more of a power play, and it doesn't matter what government it is, it's a legitimate threat. Now, the other concern is that hash rate has fallen, and you can see since the middle of May, hash rate has come down a lot, and right now it continues to fall. So this is clearly China's mining pools coming down, and that reduces the hash rate. Hash rate is important because that's essentially a security metric, and the higher the hash rate, the more secure the network is. Some people may be concerned when they see that, but for me, it's a short-term issue, because if hash rate is lower, that means that the current miners are probably making more money because they don't have to exert as much computing power in order to mine Bitcoin. So that free market would get filled with new miners coming on and having an easier time mining Bitcoin because they're not competing with as many miners or computers. Also, if you have miners pop up over the world, then the mining power would be more decentralized instead of being centralized in China. People tend to want to know, with all this going on, what's going to happen with Bitcoin's price. Honestly speaking, in the short term, anything can happen with Bitcoin. It's very volatile. But if you have a sell-off in China and all of these coins are coming out of the market in mass exodus because, they're not allowed to use it, exchanges are being shut down, that would drive down the price of Bitcoin. But at some some point you have to realize Bitcoin is a global currency. It's not just China that wants to use Bitcoin, it's people around the world. If you have a moment where all of the Bitcoin from China is coming onto the market, yeah, that may cause the price to go down. But over time, what happens if China reinstates, oh, okay, we'll start accepting Bitcoin? You have all these people coming in around the world other than China still using Bitcoin. Who would have guessed that Coinbase IPO was the short-term top for Bitcoin? Or Elon Musk hosting SNL as the top of Dogecoin? Damn. Should have known. As a long-term investor in cryptocurrencies, I don't care about the short-term volatility. It's more about where I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be in 4 years. So these sell-offs in the short term are actually a positive for me. Now, the people that went all in or leveraged up probably are going to say, well, screw you, I don't have any money left to buy into cryptocurrencies. And that's where, for me, if your mindset is about making a ton of money in the short term, you may get burned. Whereas I just implement a very simple dollar cost average over the next 4 years. And if I believe we'll go through another halving cycle and Bitcoin is going to be worth more 4 years from now, then buying it at 30,000 versus 66,000 a couple months ago is a great deal. As I always say, when in doubt, zoom out. Needless to say, China banning Bitcoin isn't anything new. China will probably continue to ban Bitcoin, but at the end of the day, Bitcoin doesn't really care. It doesn't know that China's banning it. Bitcoin will continue to be a global currency. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Main Street Wolf, where we talk cryptocurrency, investing, personal finance, anything to do with money. Thanks guys for watching and have a great day.